It's the first video lesson of the fourth week, and in this video lesson we'll talk about aluminum. We'll describe aluminum chemical physical properties. Aluminum's chemical symbol is Al. Aluminum's atomic mass is 27. Aluminum has certain electrons. That's why we can write in a electronic shell configuration or electronic configuration. Aluminum has 3 shells. That's why aluminum is located in a third period. Aluminum has 3 electrons on the last shell. That's why we can locate aluminum in the third group. Aluminum was firstly isolated from the natural alum in 1827 by German chemist Friedrich Wöhler. The name of aluminum comes from the word alumen, which is the Latin equivalent of the alum, meaning the bitter taste. Occurrence of aluminum. Aluminum, after oxygen and silicon, is the third most abundant element in the Earth's crust. This means that aluminum is the most abundant metal in the Earth's crust. Aluminum cannot be found in a natural state as it has a great affinity for oxygen. That's why aluminum is found in nature in the form of oxides. The main aluminum ores are kaolinite, corundum, cryolite, and bauxite. Here on the picture you can see bauxite mining and bauxite mineral. Bauxite is the most important ore of aluminum. Corundum and aluminum oxide. It's highly stable hard compound. Some corundum may naturally mix with chrome and acquire red crystalline structures. These crystals are the precious stones we know as rubies. Here on the picture you can see ruby, the mixture of chrome with corundum. Some corundum may naturally mix with the element cobalt and form a precious stone called sapphire, which has a sky blue color. Here you can see sapphire is a mixture of corundum with cobalt. Physical properties of aluminum. Aluminum is a silvery white element with metallic luster. Aluminum is a soft metal. Because it is an excellent conductor of electricity and it's lighter and cheaper than copper, it's used in high voltage lines. Metallic aluminum is produced by electrolysis of molten aluminum oxide. Here you can see a reaction. When molten aluminum oxide undergoes the electricity, in product we have free aluminum and oxygen gas released. In the terms of proven bauxite reserves, Kazakhstan occupies 10th place. Kazakhstan electrolysis plant is the only aluminum producer in the Republic of Kazakhstan, and it's located in Pavlodar city. In 2007, the work of plant has been started. The first president of Kazakhstan, Nursultan Nazarbayev, attended as a ceremony of opening Kazakhstan electrolysis plant. Here on the picture you can see Kazakhstan electrolysis plant, one of its parts. Aluminum is an amphoteric metal, so it can react with both acids and bases. In addition, it reacts with some nonmetals and reduces some metal oxides. First chemical property of oxygen is a reaction with diluted acids. In example, we have hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. In both products we have salts of aluminum, aluminum chloride and aluminum sulfide, and always we have hydrogen gas release. Aluminum also reacts with strong bases. For example, we have 2 reactions of aluminum with sodium hydroxide. We have 2 different products, is a sodium aluminate and sodium hexahydroaluminate. I'm sorry, here is not a 3 but 6. I have been mistaken, I'm sorry. If mercury salts contact the surface of aluminum metal, elemental mercury and aluminum salts are produced. Here we can see an example of a reaction between aluminum and mercury salt. In product we have aluminum chloride and elemental mercury. If aluminum is mixed with mercury, an amalgam is obtained. This amalgam reacts with water at room temperature and releases hydrogen gas, since the mercury in amalgam prevents the formation of an oxide layer on the surface of aluminum. Aluminum reacts with nonmetals and several compounds directly at high temperature. For example, aluminum can react with oxygen and bromine. In products we have aluminum oxide and aluminum bromide. Aluminum has a great affinity for oxygen. This property has good technical applications, such as a reduction of metals from their compounds. For example, we can take iron oxide and chromium oxide. When iron oxide is reacted with aluminum, aluminum oxide and elemental iron are formed. The temperature of this reaction is rises about 2000 Celsius degree. That's why we can say that reaction is an exothermic reaction. Aluminum has lots of different uses. It can be easily hammered into wire and plates, even into sheets. It's frequently used for the packaging of food. Also, aluminum can be used in a construction of spacecraft, cars, trains, kettles, etc. etc. Thank you for your attention.